Welcome back, friends and enemies. It's fall. It's time for my fall TBR. The official start of fall a few weeks ago. Yes, it's fine. I'm still here sharing. Okay, so I'm really excited for this. I did an Instagram graphic for like the first time in ages. That is a TBR for the season. And that is my fall TBR. A lot of these are books I've been wanting to read and keep putting off because like I just feel like they might put me in a slump. But I feel like also I've been in this perpetual thing of like, I don't know what I want to read, and then I just pick up a random thing. So I'm hoping when I'm like, I don't know what I want, I go to this graphic here. So let's talk about all the books on this list. First up, we have Teacher of the Year by M.A. Wardell. This is an own representation, MM romance. This is about two teachers. This is also my members pick for the month of October, and I'm really excited about it. I honestly follow him on TikTok, and he followed me back, and he seems really sweet and fun, so I'm very excited to read this one. I think it's going to be a good time. I'm just like always looking for own representation in my gay romances, so the fact that I found that this exists, I'm like super excited, and everyone I know has read it has really liked it, so fingers crossed. Then I also have Hostile Takeover by Christina C. Jones, which is my November members pick. This is because this is her newest series, and I want to read it before the end of the year because I do still want to read through her backlist, and I really haven't done a good job of it this year, so I'm hoping this will kickstart me a little bit. I know this one has big my wife energy in it, apparently, from everyone I know that's read it, so I'm here for that immediately. Next, we have A Request, which is Silver Silence by Nalani Singh. So I did the Side Changeling vlogs last year, and I still need to read the new Side Trinity. Is that what it's called? Whatever the new spinoff Side Changeling like arc is. So I put Silver Silence on the list in hopes that I will actually read it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I really would like to start reading that, and I will do probably a vlog where I read like whatever it is, so I'm caught up on them, maybe. I don't know. What do y'all want? Let me know in the comments. I can do dedicated reviews. They can be in the weekly vlog. Tell me your preference. Do you want it pulled out into its own thing? Because I could possibly do that and just like save the footage. So yeah, there's choices. I also have Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This has been on my TBR forever, as well as Trail of Lightning. I've read her middle grade Rick Riordan Presents book, but I've never read her adult titles, so I really would like to. I think I have an audio arc of Black Sun from LibreFN back when it came out. Also, it's not terribly long. Like, I think it's only a 13-hour audiobook. I know this. I don't know a ton about this. I know it's a fantasy. I know it's Indigenous history inspired. I really love this cover, and I've loved it since the day it like came out. So I'm just really curious to read it. It's one of those ones that, again, everyone I know that's read it has loved it. It's kind of been like bopping around in my head of like you need to pick that up, and that cover feels fall to me, so I feel like it's the right time of year to read it. Next, we have Pucking Wild by Emily Rath. Now, you may be surprised I haven't read this yet. This is the second book in her Jacksonville Raised series, and the reason I haven't read it yet is because, honestly, one, I was waiting for my physical copy to show up that I'm getting signed from her, but two, I kind of just wanted to be in the right headspace and ready to just like marathon it in a day or two, and I haven't been there right now, so it's sitting and waiting since I know it's long. You'll notice quite a few of these are longer-ish books. Also, I'm rereading Pucking Around in December with a group of friends, so I feel like when I do that, maybe I'll have just read this and then go back to book one. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also worried about the slump it may put me in. Like, I'm a little worried about that also. Then we have Restore Me by J.L. Seeger. So I've read her novella. I literally, my brain is blanking, but I loved it. And I read that to have a sampling of her writing before I dove into something as long as Restore Me. I know that this is a like widow and her dead husband's best friend, I believe. I am ecstatic. I loved the novella I read by J.L. Seegers, and I've been putting off starting this because I basically cried during that, so I feel like this is also going to make me cry, so I've just kind of been avoiding it a little bit. But I know the audio's on Scribd, or soon to be Everand, whatever they're changing its name to, and I'll probably listen to it that way, because at least with something this long, if I listen, I feel like it goes a little quicker for me. Next, we have You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. This author, like this book in particular, I found to be very divisive. Some people like loved it and some people hated it, so I'm really curious to see how I feel about it. I know it's like an age gap romance, I believe. I don't know a ton about it. I know the cover is stunning. I actually didn't know it was a romance when I first saw the cover though, because I didn't realize like at all that this was romance. But everything I've heard about it makes me want to read it more. So I think I just need to do it. I think it kind of gives summer vibes, that cover, but maybe also a little fall with the orange. Maybe a little. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what I think of this one. I'm curious to see what side I fall on, because like I said, everyone I know has either loved or hated it. So there's like no in between. Will I be in the middle group? Maybe. Who knows? Next we have Cardinal Cryptids by Vera Valentine. So after knowing she wrote Unhinged and other works of hers that are bonkers, I want to read one of her less bonkers works. And this has been on my radar for a while. I think it was Steph over at Novelty Corner who first told me I needed to read this. I kept mixing this up with another author that does monster books as well. But yeah, I do really want to try this one. I think this one might be Mothman. I hope I'm right. But yeah, I'm really curious about Cardinal Cryptids. It's definitely been on my list for a while to pick up, so I feel like now's the perfect time. All of these are like books I've been sitting on forever, which is why I was like, we're going to do a TBR and attempt to commit to it in some capacity. And it's only 12 books. Like, that feels pretty doable in the next 2 months. Next, I have Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I read What Moves the Dead, and I read something else and loved their writing and really want to dive further in. Paladin's Grace has been one that I've wanted to read for a while. It's been everywhere, and I think it sounds like my kind of fantasy book with a romantic subplot, so I'm here for it. The next two I'm going to pair together, and that is Ilona Andrews' On the Edge. It's the last 2 books in that series because we will be finishing that series in November. So that's Fate's Edge and Steel's Edge. I am putting these on here because I know I'm going to read them because I have live shows for them, so I was like, easy peasy. You are guaranteed to read these books. So put them on the list. So here they are. These are their really interesting world. You can kind of see the roots of Ilona Andrews now, like with the Hidden Legacy series, I feel like, and some of the Innkeeper's Chronicles in these books. We actually have some crossover characters. And I think that's really fascinating to read, having read the newer works that I've read now and going back. I'm hesitantly excited for these. I don't know what I'm going to think since I didn't love Bayou Moon, so we'll see. Next, and last but not least, I guess, is A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This has been on my TBR since last year when it came out, okay? And everybody was loving it, and I was too nervous to pick it up because I was like, what if I hate this book? But because I'm doing the Witches vlog for you, which you get at the end of the month, I was like, this is going on the list because I know I'm going to read it, and I'm going to have feelings about it one way or the other, so we're reading it. This one I've had on my list for a while. I know this is about like a weird society of witches, it sounds like. I know it's set in London or England-ish countryside of some capacity. I don't know a ton about it. I've managed to dodge most things about it, but again, it's another book that almost everyone I know has loved. And I'm hoping it hits the spot for what I've been seeking in my witchy reads that just don't seem to hit the spot. I'm really hoping this one and at least 1 or 2 others for that video is a hit, but we'll see. But yeah, this is my fall TBR. Again, very basic. I don't go into books knowing a lot of information about them, so I apologize because I don't have a lot to say because that's just not how I read. But if you have one of these you think I need to prioritize ASAP, let me know in the comments. And if you don't want to do that, let me know what's on your fall TBR. And of course, you could always just leave me a fall emoji. So fall leaves, duh, what else would there be? I will have links to all these books for you down below, as well as links to be my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited.